Hello, this is Steve with the Free Bullion Investment Guide. Today is April 13th, and I'm doing a review and outlook for the US dollar. This is the US dollar's 4-hour chart, and in review of last week's video, I had shown you this rising expanding wedge pattern, It is a negative pattern for the US dollar, and the dollar confirmed it early in the week as expected. It fell in price. It fell in price for most of the week. Fell straight through the $97 price level and came on down and tested the 96.80 level. It did have a few lows below it, but it didn't close any days below the 96.80 level, so it did hold out. Basically, the 96.75 level is the new support level there for the US dollar. Really, last week, as far as fundamentals go, we really didn't have a whole lot of groundbreaking, shattering information as far as any news goes. Nothing came out overly tilted one way or the other. And really what a lot of people were looking at was the FOMC minutes, and really that didn't surprise anybody either. The Fed just came out and said, yeah, we're going to be more accommodative to the market. I mean, that's what the minutes said. And of course, they put in their 2 cents as far as, we got to adjust as far as how the economy looks in the future. But I personally see maybe a rate hike in December, but it really matters on what happens between now and December, and anything could happen as far as that goes. So the pattern was broken. Confirmed, and it can be removed now. And the pattern that is showing up in the US dollar's price chart now is a falling wedge pattern. Once I get it drawn in here. It is a positive pattern, and the US dollar should break it to the upside. It looks like it could break it to the upside this week. It really depends on what comes out in the news. I mean, we do have an accommodative Fed, and we do seem to have some risk off in the market as far as safe havens. Gold and silver sold off, and the US dollar is also another safe haven, and it also basically sold off. We saw a lot of selling. It really didn't. We didn't see any major selling in the US dollar last week, and it was kind of off of the usual, because we've been seeing a up down week after week. Well, some of these are 2 weeks, but still we've really just been seeing a lot of the same movement. So we could be seeing we could see it turn and then move up again, or it really matters on traders and fundamentals. We'll really have to see what happens. Excuse the pop-ups. I did want to show you one thing here. The China and U.S. reached a milestone agreement on the road to trade piece. It came out of the South China Morning Post. It came out this afternoon. Apparently, they've made a big hurdle that I wasn't really aware of, but both sides have agreed to monitor each other, which I would think that would be obvious, but I guess that was a sticking point that now has been agreed upon, that each will have monitoring, agencies monitor how the trade deal is going on, to make sure that everybody's doing their side of the contract. So it seems that we're making headway. That should be a positive for the dollar when or if we get a trade deal. It should be a positive for the dollar. If not, it will likely not be a positive for the dollar. Probably will tank a lot of markets and so on. But we'll really have to see what happens with that. I mean, it's a mixed bag. If we get a trade deal, it should be good for the dollar because it'll be more economic activity. However, if we don't get a trade deal, then it could be good for the dollar because a lot more uncertainty will come into the markets, and the U.S. dollar, as well as gold and silver, is seen as a safe haven, and people might pile into the U.S. dollar as a safe haven. It's really up in the air how the markets and traders are going to interpret these actions in the market and how it's going to interact with the safe havens that I cover, which are the U.S. dollar, silver, and gold. So, anyways, it looks like we got a positive pattern in the U.S. dollar. The 96.80 level is support. 96.75. I will change that in the next video. So we should see a move up. It's likely. I would be very surprised if we came back up and tested the 97.47 level again. But we'll have to see really what happens in the news. So I thank you for your time. I look forward to speaking to you again next weekend. Take care and God bless.